In the heart of a vibrant forest, where the trees stretched high and the flowers danced in the wind, there lived a tiny snail named Sammy. Sammy was not your ordinary snail. He was a dreamer. Every day, as he slid along the damp earth, he would gaze up at the sky, imagining the adventures that lay beyond the familiar confines of his home. He dreamt of discovering hidden treasures, meeting fantastical creatures, and even flying among the clouds. One sunny morning, as the golden rays filtered through the leaves, Sammy decided it was time to embark on an adventure of his own. He had heard whispers among the creatures of the forest about a legendary treasure known as the Golden Sword, said to grant its possessor incredible strength and wisdom. But more than that, the sword was rumored to be guarded by the great owl, who lived atop the tallest tree in the forest. With determination bubbling inside him, Sammy set off on his quest. Before he left, he remembered to crown himself with a beautiful leaf crown he had made from the freshest green leaves he could find. It was adorned with tiny wildflowers that added a pop of color, making him feel like a brave knight ready to take on the world. As Sammy journeyed deeper into the forest, he met a wise old tortoise named Timothy. Timothy had lived for many years and had seen many things, including the Golden Sword. "Where are you headed, young one?" Timothy asked, his voice slow and thoughtful. "I'm off to find the Golden Sword," Sammy declared proudly. Timothy chuckled softly. "Ah, the Golden Sword. Many have sought it, but few have returned. The way is perilous, and you will need more than just bravery to succeed." "What do you mean?" Sammy asked, his curiosity piqued. "To find the Golden Sword, you must first retrieve the lost compass, which will guide you through the treacherous paths of the forest," Timothy explained. "It is said to be hidden deep within the Valley of Whispers." Sammy's heart raced with excitement. "Then I shall find the lost compass first. Where can I find this Valley of Whispers?" Timothy pointed with his claw. "Follow the stream until you reach the old willow tree. From there, turn left and venture until you see the sparkling waterfall. The valley lies beyond it." With gratitude, Sammy thanked Timothy and set off towards the stream. The soft sound of water gurgling over stones accompanied him, filling the air with a refreshing melody. As he traveled, he couldn't help but notice the beauty surrounding him. Butterflies fluttered overhead, and the sweet scent of blooming flowers wafted through the air. He felt inspired and excited, as if each inch of the forest was encouraging him on his journey. After a while, Sammy reached the old willow tree. Its branches swayed gracefully, casting playful shadows on the ground. Taking a deep breath, he turned left and continued on his path, excitement bubbling within him. Soon, the sound of rushing water grew louder, and he knew he was nearing the sparkling waterfall. When he arrived, he stood in awe. The waterfall glistened in the sunlight, creating a cascade of sparkling droplets that danced in the air like tiny jewels. Sammy marveled at the sight, but he remembered his quest and quickly moved past the waterfall. As he stepped into the Valley of Whispers, he felt a change in the atmosphere. The air was thick with mystery, and faint voices seemed to echo all around him, whispering secrets of the forest. "Lost compass, lost compass," the voices seemed to chant. Sammy felt a shiver run down his shell but pressed on, determined to find the treasure that would help him reach the Golden Sword. As he ventured deeper into the valley, he encountered a tiny creature, a shimmering firefly named Lila. She glowed softly, illuminating the shadows around her. "Hello, little snail. What brings you to the Valley of Whispers?" she asked, her voice light and airy. "I'm looking for the lost compass," Sammy replied, his excitement bubbling over. "Do you know where I can find it?" Lila's glow flickered slightly as she thought. "Ah, the lost compass. It lies within the Cave of Echoes, just beyond that thicket of bushes. But be cautious. The cave is guarded by a tricky shadow creature." Sammy frowned, a little nervous about the idea of facing a shadow creature. "What should I do?" "You must be brave and clever," Lila advised. "The creature can only be defeated with kindness and understanding." Taking a deep breath, Sammy thanked Lila and made his way toward the thicket. As he approached, the sunlight faded, and the air turned chilly. He stepped into the cave of echoes, and the shadows swirled around him. "Who dares enter my domain?" A deep voice boomed from the darkness. "I'm Sammy, and I'm here to find the lost compass," he declared, trying to sound brave, even though his heart was racing. A shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, its form shifting and changing. "Many have come seeking the compass, but none have succeeded. Why should I let you pass?" Sammy thought hard. "Because I am not here to fight or cause trouble. I seek the compass to help me on my quest for the golden sword, a treasure meant to bring peace and prosperity to the forest." The shadow creature paused, its form flickering uncertainly. "Peace and prosperity. These are rare treasures indeed. What makes you believe you can bring them?" "I believe that with the golden sword, I can protect my home and help those who are in need," Sammy replied sincerely. "If you allow me to pass, I promise to use the sword for good." The shadow creature's form slowly began to shift. "Perhaps you are different from those who came before. Very well, Sammy. You may pass and seek the lost compass." With a grateful heart, Sammy moved past the creature, feeling a warm light envelop him as he entered a small chamber within the cave. In the center, resting on a pedestal, was the lost compass. It sparkled with a brilliance that took Sammy's breath away. He carefully approached and picked up the compass, feeling a rush of energy flow through him. As he held it, he could see tiny images of the forest surrounding him, guiding him towards the golden sword. "I did it," Sammy exclaimed, feeling a sense of accomplishment. But just then, he remembered Lila's words about the dangers ahead. He turned to leave, but the shadow creature blocked his path again. "Remember, little snail, the power of the compass lies not just in its direction but in the heart that wields it," the creature warned. "I will remember," Sammy promised, feeling a newfound sense of responsibility. With the compass in hand, Sammy ventured back into the valley, eager to follow its guidance. The whispers in the valley grew louder, guiding him toward his next destination. Soon, he found himself standing before an ancient oak tree, its gnarled roots twisting into the ground like the veins of the earth. "This must be the place," Sammy said, peering around. As he did, he noticed a shimmering object partially buried in the dirt beneath the tree. It was a sparkling pearl, glowing with a soft, ethereal light. Intrigued, Sammy knelt to examine it more closely. Suddenly, he heard a gentle voice behind him. "That pearl is a rare treasure, young one." Sammy turned to see a graceful deer, her eyes wise and kind. "If you wish to take it, you must answer a riddle." "I'm ready," Sammy said eagerly. The deer smiled. "Very well. Here is your riddle. I can fly without wings. I can cry without eyes. Wherever I go, darkness flies. What am I?" Sammy pondered the riddle, thinking deeply. "A cloud," he exclaimed. "A cloud can fly in the sky and rain without having eyes."
The deer nodded, impressed.
"Correct. You may take the pearl, but remember, its power lies in how you use it." With gratitude, Sammy carefully took the pearl and tucked it safely into his shell. Feeling buoyed by his discoveries, he continued on his journey, the compass leading him onward. As he ventured deeper into the forest, he felt a surge of hope and determination. He thought of how the golden sword would help him protect his home, and he knew he would not stop until he found it. Eventually, the compass led him to a clearing bathed in sunlight. In the center stood a stone pedestal, and atop it rested the golden sword, gleaming like the sun itself. Sammy's heart raced with joy as he approached. "Finally, I've found it," he cheered, reaching for the sword. But as his tiny hands grasped the hilt, a booming voice echoed through the clearing. "Who dares to claim my sword?" Startled, Sammy turned to see the great owl perched on a branch above, its feathers a majestic mix of gold and brown. "I am Sammy, and I seek the sword to protect my home and bring peace to the forest." The owl regarded him for a long moment. "Many have come for the sword, but few understand its true power. Why should I trust you?" "Because I have proven my heart through my journey," Sammy replied, recalling the challenges he faced and the kindness he showed the shadow creature. "I will wield this sword to protect and unite the creatures of the forest. not for selfish gain. The great owl's eyes narrowed, and after a tense silence, it nodded slowly. "Very well, little snail. You have shown courage and wisdom. The sword is yours, but remember its true purpose." With that, the owl flew down and gracefully landed next to Sammy. "Now, together, we shall protect this forest." Sammy felt a rush of joy as he lifted the golden sword, its weight feeling just right in his tiny hands. He looked around at the vibrant forest and imagined the adventures ahead, an endless journey of friendship and unity. As they set off together, Sammy felt a new sense of purpose. With the lost compass guiding him, the sparkling pearl tucked safely in his shell, and the golden sword in hand, he knew that many more adventures awaited him. As they ventured back through the forest, Sammy realized that every creature they encountered, every whisper of the trees, and every drop of dew on the leaves contributed to the beauty of their world. They would all work together to ensure that peace reigned in their forest. And so, Sammy the Snail became a hero, known not just for his bravery, but for his kindness and wisdom. Together with the great owl, he forged bonds among all the creatures, showing them that no matter how small you are, you can make a big difference in the world. As the sun set behind the trees, casting a warm golden glow across the forest, Sammy knew that his adventure had just begun. With his friends by his side and the spirit of adventure in his heart, he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And from that day on, whenever the creatures of the forest looked up at the sky, they remembered Sammy the tiny snail and the great adventures that could happen when one dared to dream big. The end.